Hello everyone, this is Kiedra, and today we're gonna build what you see in front of us here, an efficient and resource-friendly Enderman farm. Now what exactly I mean by efficient and resource-friendly, I'm gonna explain that at the end of this video. I'm gonna leave you a timestamp in the description so you can find it easily. This is a demonstration of how it works. Let's get into it real quick. What we make use of here is open fence gates, which gives us the opportunity to make these kind of lanes where Enderman can spawn in between. As you can see, this guy right here, he spawned down here, and we also have a spawning area on top. Now, once the whole thing gets triggered, that Enderman down here gets pushed off, and that Enderman up here kind of loses the block he stands on and falls down as well. To ensure that they all fall down, or that they all get the same fall damage, we have ladders down here. So when the top one falls down, he kind of touches the ladder, and the fall damage gets recalculated. So he ends up down here with the least amount of health, so we can kind of punch him to death. In this chest you can see everything that you need to build this kind of design. Let me just mention one thing: the numbers for the redstone and for the ladders are kind of rounded up to be on the safe side, and you need some sort of building block. I'd suggest you go with some kind of stone and some sort of slab. Before you start building, you need to make a few preparations. That would be like some kind of platform, as you can see here. This has to be way out in the nowhere. The iron block right here marks the spot that is at least 128 blocks away from the very end of your end island. You might go with 140 blocks just to be safe. That will prevent Endermen from spawning on your or on your end island while you are using the Enderman Farm. Now for this platform it has to be 13 by 13, that's enough. The diamond blocks kind of mark the edge of your spawning area. That's going to be up there. And I also suggest that you put some kind of layer around to prevent the Enderman from falling off of the edge of that platform once they drop down. So let's get started building. Let me just mention, although I do this in creative, I will try to show you the most convenient way to do this in survival. So let's assume you come in from the walkway that pretty much connects your Enderman farm, and from the iron block that I mentioned you go 3 blocks back and to your left to this iron block. It is located on the on the edge, in line on the edge from the platform, 3 blocks out from over there. This is going to be the spot where you go up. Now as you can see, we are on Y30 right now, so we have to go up 43 blocks. Now we reach 73, that's going to be like the lower part of the Enderman farm. And on this side of that pillar is going to, that's the side where your ladders are going to be. You might bring 1 ender pearl so you can throw that one down and have a safe way to get back down, and the ladders are way easier to place if you do it from below. Now from this spot you want to go inside or in direction to the platform and make some kind of supporting bridge that is 18 blocks long. Once you've done this, you might place a block here to mark where the ladder is gonna go, and from here you want to start making your lower lanes of the farm. For this you go 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks out, and on the 5th you're gonna start making the first lane. You will have 5 of those, so leave a gap, place another one, leave a gap, place another one. Repeat this until you started those 5 lanes, and make those from this block 11 blocks long. Once this is done, start marking where your upper lanes are gonna go. This is pretty much in between the lower lanes and one on each side to the end. So we're just gonna mark them like this. So you're gonna have 6 of those. Let me go out to give you a better look on that. This will make it easier for you to know where your pistons are gonna go, because this is the starting block and we have a piston in the default state that is touching this side of the block. So we go up to like this and start making the supporting lane for the pistons that is also 11 blocks long. And start placing redstone. Do the same on the other side, but for this you gotta keep in mind in the default state the piston is not touching this side of the block, it's one further out. So that means it's gonna be right here and the supporting lane needs to be there. Repeat as you did on the other side. So once we have that, we're gonna start placing our pistons. For this, just go on the outer lanes and do that. Now before we start making the upper lanes, you want to place down your ladders. You want to have them, how do I put this? From those pistons are going to push this way. So you want to have the ladders right here. That just made it easier for the Enderman to fall off, since the ladder has a hitbox. Yeah. This is just the easiest way to do it. So do this for that lane, or do this for all lanes, and also on the inner side of this lane, because you will have Endermen that spawn on top of here, and if they fall down they also need a ladder that they can touch for the fall damage to get recalculated. Once you've placed the ladders, start finishing your upper lanes. Pretty easy, just go out 11 blocks like this. Once you're finished, the most annoying part starts. The problem with the fence gates is we cannot place them like here. They need a block on the bottom. And the next part is, if we do this, place a fence gate, open it, and break this block, it's gonna close again. So what we want to do is place blocks like this, go back up, place the fence gates, and now you want to start breaking the block, open the fence gate, and since 1.3 it doesn't have a big hitbox anymore, so you actually can go until you touch until you touch this block, break it, open the next fence gate, and just keep going. I know this is gonna take a while, but it's well worth it. Alrighty, I hope you're not too exhausted, because now the redstone part starts. For this, we're gonna find our supporting bridge, go to our ladder, and 2 blocks up. From here, just place a half slab on top of this. We start, make some kind of security platform to walk on, and also, and most importantly, this will prevent Endermen from spawning up here. You might as well, this is the ladder where you come up, so you might as well place a block, 2 on top, and break the one down there. So if you come up, you don't accidentally fall off like this, and this one's gonna block you from falling off and also prevent, this is pretty much a half slab, so that no Enderman can spawn on there. Now, we gotta find our spots where the tripwires are gonna go. For this, we're going 3 blocks in. 1, 2, 3. Place a block, block on top. Do the same on the other side. 1, 2, 3. Block, block on top. That's on this side is where the tripwire is gonna go. Actually, we can as well play the tripwire hook. Sorry. Now we might want to finish this off with half slabs, because this is all area that we do not want Endermen to spawn on. Go down and repeat the same thing on the other side. Once this is done, we go back down here, fill in some ladders, and go back up and start making our memory cell that will trigger. Actually, it's gonna go like this. That will trigger our Enderman Farm. So we place a redstone on top of here, torch down here. I know I'm flying now, but I hope you can still, this way you can see it easier, the way it is built. So I hope you're fine with that. Actually, this is not the state that we want to have in. So for this, bring maybe a button, place it down here, and press it. So we want to have this torch to be on in default state. Remove this block right here. Might as well remove this one. Put a torch. As you could tell, it was on for a slight second, so we removed that redstone so that the pistons didn't trigger. Now once this is done, we might wanna put in some more half slabs, so we can walk on them and start making our resetting part. For this, we're gonna go three blocks out, and it's kind of 2 blocks deep. Now when the memory cell changes its state, we want to have this torch turns on, and now we need repeaters that are gonna take this signal, just loop it, and brings it back in here. And those repeaters need all of them need to be set to 4, except the last one. Set this one on 2. Don't forget to put some half slabs on here, so Endermen don't spawn on there. They can't spawn on repeaters. Now there's just one thing that we need to do, that is connect this one to the upper part here as well. For this, just gonna go up like this, do that, and do that. It's not as pretty, but it's fine. And don't forget to put half slabs on top, and also on top of this torch. There's one missing as well. Yeah, you kind of have to check on the slab thing. It's sometimes you just miss one, but it's not that of a drama. But we want to make sure that no Endermen spawn there. So now all that is missing is the redstone part that puts the whole contraption back into default state once it has been triggered. For this, we're gonna go on our supporting bridge again, find the outer pistons. Like in this gap, we place a block, redstone torch on top, and a block outside here. Now what this does is, if we put a redstone here as well, once this gets triggered, rather pushed closer to those pistons, that block is on top of that torch, will power this redstone, and that signal we are going to use to set or to make these outer pistons push the whole thing back. Now for this, we're just gonna make or extend our supporting bridge a little and place underneath where the redstone for the pistons are or is. We make 4 blocks and put 4 repeaters there. Now they all need to be set to 4. No, wait a minute. We need 3 right here on the last one. Now what we do from here is we place another block on top, torch outside, block on top of that torch, and we're gonna remove this one. No, actually we can leave that redstone and just place a torch right here. You just heard the pistons did trigger for a slight second, but now they're off. But once the whole thing gets triggered, it's gonna activate the thing. Just get rid of our supporting bridge right here. Go up. Okay, this is now kind of bad for you guys. Might as well place blocks like this just to make sure we have a half slab on top of that. And actually, we need some on top of that too. Now once we have done all this, you can use this to get up, get your tripwire, get your string going right here, and start connecting the tripwire hooks. You might not be able to tell, but the tripwire is set up. Now you might be still be on top of here, so what you want to do is place a few blocks, actually slabs like this, so that Enderman can spawn on there as well, and kinda make a curve here so that if they spawn on here they can't walk and use this as kind of a stair to get up. So I accidentally triggered it right here. As you can see, it's working just fine. Now the good thing about this design is if I stand or keep standing in this tripwire, maybe like an Enderman that got stuck or something, as you can see the system is not jamming up, so this just keeps going forever, so the stuck Enderman will eventually fall down as well. Alrighty, now that we're done, we're gonna remove our supporting bridge and go back to normal and see if it works. As you can see, those Endermen can spawn in between, and there you have a slight flaw of the system that is caused by the ladders. Sometimes they just don't get pushed off, but it's just a matter of time. As you can see now they're going down, so this is just fine. So this is it for this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed the design, and that it helps you out, especially the ones amongst you that are kind of low in resources but still want to have an Enderman farm and not waste too many resources on it. If you liked it, please feel free to subscribe or leave the video a like. I would really appreciate that. And apart from that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Now at the end of this video, as promised, a few words on the resource friendly and efficient part. Let's start with the resource friendly in comparison to this traditional design, where we'd have one spawning block that an Enderman can spawn on, where this pressure plate is on, and this setup with a repeater and a sticky piston pushing a block, so that once they spawn they get instantly pushed off. This is a very flawless design. On the downside, it does use up a lot of pistons, since you need, for every spawning block that you have, you need a piston. Like up here we have now an 11 by 11 area that Enderman can spawn on, which gives us 121 blocks for Enderman to spawn on. If we do this with the traditional design, we'd need 121 pistons and 121 repeaters. So in this chest I kinda put up the comparison of those two. This is what you need for my design, and this is what you need for the traditional design. So right here you have the biggest saving. You need like 100 less repeaters and pretty much about the same amount for the piston, so that's quite a lot. We do need a few more redstone on my design that you don't need on the traditional, but I think that doesn't come into account that much. And of course mine is kind of wood intense, but you need those fence gates and the ladders. That's pretty much 78 wood logs that you have to farm, and wood is far easier to come by. And for the building blocks it's pretty much equal. So I'd say, to summarize this up, you have a big saving on very hard to get resources. For the efficient part of this farm design, 128 blocks is far more than enough to get enough Endermen falling down, so you can stand here without waiting and push them down. The only thing you gotta remember, once you get here you kinda have to pile them up before you start killing them. But once this farm is kinda going, you will get enough so that you pretty much can stand here and keep killing Endermen. The reason for this is mainly that in the end you just have a mob cap of 80. Even in SMP, if you have more players where the mob cap should be higher. I don't know if this is a bug or if it's intended, but you cannot go above the mob cap of 79, even with more players here. So that means that you will eventually get enough Endermen very quickly so you can keep killing them. Now, as you can see, I have to wait right now, but let's just wait for them to pile up a little more. Might as well check the entity count on the top left corner of the debug monitor. And I think you can tell that there's still enough enemies. We might have a slight waiting part here. For this you can at any point make this bigger, what you see up there, like extend it out a little. So that's really not the big deal.